So hello and welcome back to our Norwegian Pearl cruise from Boston to Bermuda, Bar Harbor, and then back to Boston. So today is actually the last sea day on the cruise and we're headed to Bar Harbor. And my mom and I decided to do something a little bit different for dinner. So we ate at the complimentary Asian restaurant located on deck six called Lotus Garden. It was excellent. You can also get sushi a la carte there if you like. We had a wonderful dinner and then decided to check out the show called Legends in Concert. Now, I've seen Legends in Concert in Las Vegas once or twice. The lineup always changes, but I'll tell you, the one I saw here on the Norwegian Pearl was outstanding. And here are a few highlights of each of the different performers. We had 3 performers this night, and all of them were excellent. So check out Legends in Concert on the Norwegian Pearl.
Legends in Concert.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Turner.
See?
Ready for rain?
Ladies and gentlemen, that material girl, Madonna.
Thanks, boys. I'm ready, boys.
Oh, Vogue. This is Vogue. Remember that song, Vogue? You know, and what a wonderful show that was. What a wonderful night we had. Here we are the next morning. I believe we just had breakfast. We're out on the balcony and we're headed into Bar Harbor. It was a very calm, warm morning. It was absolutely beautiful outside. And we took a few minutes to go and just see the entrance into Bar Harbor, all the different harbor islands that are in the in Maine, outside of the coast. And it was really interesting to take a look at and just recognize so many lobstermen and so many lobster boats in the area. And the closer we got to Bar Harbor, the more and more of those floats. You can see them in the water here. All the different colored buoys that they use to indicate whose lobster pots are whose. They're just everywhere. You can see them just littering the top of the ocean right here. You can see them all right from the balcony. They were very close to Bar Harbor. As we were getting closer, we saw more and more lobster boats picking up their pots and getting their lobsters. So even though when we think of Maine, we think of lobsters, you really do think of Maine lobsters when you go by on this boat and you see all of the lobster industry basically in front of you as you're heading into the harbor. Eventually we did get to the harbor. It gets closer and closer. You can see the harbor islands here. And like I said, the ocean was like glass. And when you look at this view from above, from Cadillac Mountain, for example, it's absolutely gorgeous. But
Those
when
are
you're
all the
there
islands
and
we
still
came
on the
by.
boat, it's awesome.
These are the tenders that are going to take us into Bar Harbor because we're anchored. And there's no dock here that's big enough for the cruise ship. So we actually get on those tenders. Looks like there's actually a ferry boat kind of one too. And then we go.
And so Mom and I eventually got on the tender, and then we got on the tender, and it was a short ride, maybe 15 or 20 minutes to the port itself, to the mainland itself. This is as we exit the tender and onto the wharf. Of course, you're greeted with people from Norwegian to take others who had purchased excursions onto their excursions. Of course, there are the souvenir shops and lots of things to do and see. There are some places where you can actually go lobstering or go to a lobster, I guess, lobster bake. So there's a lot of stuff you can do, some of which you can purchase right here on the main dock as you exit the boat. Yep, and here we are walking off the wharf and into town. So now it's around lunchtime and we've decided to go to Galen's. One of the local residents I was speaking to in the park suggested this place because he said that they had outstanding clam chowder and outstanding lobster rolls. So you know what? I don't argue with the locals. That's what I wanted. Here's the clam chowder. It was actually much thicker than a lot of the chowders I've had elsewhere, and I will tell you, it was delicious. Absolutely delicious. You can see the chowder was thick, it was creamy, but it had such a nice flavor to it. It was really a very, very nice chowder. But the real showstopper, look at that lobster roll. My mom and I both got this is the regular, not a jumbo, not anything special that we had to ask to make them that big. That is their classic New England lobster roll. This one is made with mayonnaise and some celery. You could also get it just warm with butter, but we got the classic. It came with some French fries and it came with some coleslaw, which was also really good. No mayo in the coleslaw, but look at the size of that lobster roll. It was on a brioche bun and it was massive. So big that I couldn't finish mine at lunch, probably because I had that bowl of chowder. So I ended up having them wrap it, and I actually took a little bag with what was left over back to my stateroom when I went back to the cruise ship and had it as a snack later. And here you can see my mom with the bag all wrapped up and ready for us to take back so we But as we got ready and headed back on board, we knew we had a very special dinner planned. For our last night, we ate at Cagney's.
That's the Oysters Rockefeller. This is the Tiger Shrimp Trio. We are at Cagney's, the high-end steakhouse on the Norwegian cruise ship line. I don't think you ever had those before. What do you think? Good? Okay. You don't like it? She doesn't like it.
Too good.
She doesn't like it. With a big
Too
smile
good.
on her face. So good, she can't stand it. This is the lobster bisque. Is it good, Ma? Delicious, like melts in your mouth, right? Lobster bisque.
I had an amazing prime rib for dinner, and I had a delicious 16-layer chocolate cake for dessert.
Thank you for cruising with us and see you soon. Not until December.
And that's a wrap for the Norwegian Pearl and our cruise to Bermuda. We will catch you soon. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe and hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Thank you.